Thousands of people who bought new homes with rapidly rising ground rents that have made them impossible to sell have had some justice today. The consumer watchdog, the Competition and Markets Authority, has been investigating what happened to them. And today, it said it's reached a settlement with two of the big companies involved, the house builder, Persimmon, and the insurance company, Aviva. Aviva bought the ground rent contracts from Persimmon as an investment. Now, this morning, George Lusty, Head of Enforcement at the Competition and Markets Authority, explained the agreement that they have reached with Persimmon to free people from paying ground rent for good.
We were worried that people were told initially that they could buy the freehold of their leasehold home for a small amount of money, but later it turned out that it was going to cost them many thousands of pounds. We really welcome what Persimmon has done today. They've agreed to fix that by offering people the chance to buy their freehold for a fixed sum of £2,000, so they're getting what they expected.
Well, shortly after the new homes were initially sold to families, their freeholds that they'd been told they could buy pretty cheaply were sold on to investment companies, including Aviva. Aviva has agreed to reduce and to pay refunds on ground rents. Here's George Lusty again.
If Aviva is now the freeholder for your property and your lease contains a term that doubles the ground rent every 10 or 15 years, that doubling won't apply. So you'll just pay the initial ground rent that you signed up to at the beginning. And if you've already started to pay an increased fee, they'll refund that.
George Lusty from the Competition and Markets Authority. Katie Kendrick has been campaigning for redress for all this for years now. She set up the National Leasehold Campaign with two other women who'd bought these homes with these steeply rising ground rents. Katie, how long has it taken then for Persimmon and Aviva to agree to put this right?
Hiya.
Hi.
This has been going on for far too long. The CMA launched their investigation back in 2019, and they've been working tirelessly to get leaseholders justice. So it has taken 2 years to get to this point. But before that, there was a damning select committee inquiry. The evidence is absolutely overwhelming, and we are absolutely delighted with today's announcement. And we need this to be a domino effect, because although Persimmons have stepped up to the mark today, these practices were systemic throughout the house building industry for many years, and many other developers need to be held to account, and justice needs to be served.
How good is this deal then that was announced today? Is this absolutely everything that you had wanted?
This is a fantastic deal for those who bought leasehold houses and felt like they were missold. We never wanted something for nothing. We were all promised our freehold for a couple of £1,000. So we simply wanted to be put back in the same position when we first purchased the properties, and that's exactly what's being offered today by Persimmons. They've obviously acknowledged that things were not done correctly, and they've offered to put that back to where we were for people to be able to buy their ground rents for £2,000. So we are absolutely delighted with that element. But obviously there's the other element of the doubling ground rents, which still need to be addressed, and Persimmons are by no way the worst people that have done this, and there's other developers that need to step up to the mark.
Well, the CMA is still investigating 3 other house builders and other investment groups who bought these freeholds on and are charging the rents. You talked about a domino effect. There needs to be a domino effect. Do you think they will all eventually have to do what Aviva and Persimmon have agreed to do today?
Yes, I do, because I believe that the CMA have the teeth to take this all the way through to the courts. They've asked leaseholders for the evidence. We, through the work of the NLC and LKP, have provided the evidence, extensive evidence, and we will see this through to the end. And I'm confident that the CMA have the evidence that they need to drive this through to court if we need to go that far. Because, these developers will do the bare minimum that they can get away with. Many of them are completely unethical in their practices.
Katie, I'll stop you there, because the CMA have said there's no evidence that they have broken the law. I don't want to go there for obvious reasons.
Okay.
But thank you so much for coming on, and well done with what you've achieved so far. That was Katie Kendrick. And if you have a Persimmon leasehold home, we'd like to hear from you.